All right, welcome back everyone to AI Data Mastery, where we explore how AI and data are reshaping B2B businesses. Just a quick thanks to our two sponsors, Data Accelerator and Evolve with AI. We appreciate you helping us keep the lights on and introducing and interviewing wonderful guests like our gentleman here, Eddie. I'm your host, Jason Reno, and I'm really excited for today's episode. We have Eddie Mafuz. 22 years of executive management, 15 years of business coaching. He's written books on AI, and most importantly, he's here to discuss his new LinkedIn B2B outreach product, Atlas. And during the pre-show, I mean, even just talking about this product, it's something that is going to really help a lot of individuals save time, connect with more people, close more deals. And I don't want to misrepresent in any way, shape, or form. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Eddie. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Jason.
So let's jump right in here. Quick background on yourself, just to kind of set the tone. I know we said 22 years of executive management and 15 years of business coaching, but summarize, give me the quick, 60-second background of Eddie.
Sure. So I'm your typical immigrant, actually, who's living the American dream, who came here as a student. Uh, First job was in landscaping, cutting grass, snow plowing in Michigan as I was going through my college degree. I got introduced to sales with a company. I think they're still around, Sears. Uh, Sears was my first job. I was in the flooring industry at that time, straight commission. So if you don't sell anything, you got nothing to eat. You don't have a roof above your head. So that built my high level of being aggressive when it comes to sales approach, not sales pitch. Build it up, moved on to retail, to wholesale, to manufacturing. I was in the building product industry for many years, and that's where I built a lot of my strategy on selling, which is building demand for the product prior to even reaching to the customer itself. Moved from there, uh, moved up the channel to different companies to become a group CEO. I had four companies underneath me, close to 3,800 employees reported to me. And a
Wow.
time came in when I said, you know what? It's time for me to share. It's time for me to give some time to my family. I've been married for 20 years now. I'm blessed with five kids. Best thing
Congratulations.
to me. Thank you very much. So that's when 2009, I decided, it's time for me to share. My dream always been, and if you read my book, The Art of Business Development in the Age of AI, in the intro, it tell you that a lot of kids, when they were young, they dream about being a Superman. They want to be a soldier. They want to be Spider-Man. Well, this crazy guy was different. I wanted to be in sales. I wanted to be a business consultant. And it took me so many years to understand what is business consultancy, what is the skills you need, what is the knowledge you need to be able to add value to other professions. Now I am the owner and co-founder of TBS Pro One, Total Business Solution Professionals. We specialize in B2B sales. We scale business, small to medium sized businesses, but we also scale sales reps, scale business department or sales department to change their mindset from selling benefit and features as a sales rep to more of adding value as a business development representative. We offered several services. We have B2B sales rep recruiting, onboarding new employees, onboarding customers. And we're famous with our BDR Academy, Business Development Representative Academy, a 6-week course, three virtual, three in person. So that's a very quick 35 years being in the United States.
Well, perfect. I appreciate it. Congratulations. Congratulations on, being married and five kids and all your success for sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's jump in and talk about Atlas though, because that's what kind of got me excited on the pre-call. Where, what made you come up with the idea? What was you kind of seemed like a problem solution type of guy. So what was the glaring problem that you felt the need to develop Atlas to fix?
That's very, very good question. I appreciate you asking that. In 2009, when I started my consultancy business, I was focusing on two things. What are the fundamental skills are needed for a sales professional to be successful? And also, what are the challenges salespeople face all the time, and how can I solve those challenges? Me traveling around the global, we did a lot of surveys over the years, and one of the main challenges was the administrative work, writing a report, connecting with the prospect, finding the right industry I can sell my product or service to, finding the right decision maker or gatekeeper, how can I connect with them? And once you get that, the best platform so far, as you know, is LinkedIn. Over 1 billion users, I think 262 million in the United States. But the challenge was I had a method prior to me working with Atlas. I used to call it the 10-10. The 10-10 was every single day as a sales professional, you should connect with 10 new people and you should reconnect with 10 existing people. It was a full time consuming, an average 6 to 8 hours a week. That's almost a full day spent in me generating the leads, going after them. Yes, LinkedIn does have Sales Navigator in there, we can generate the list, but that's it. But now it comes to the connection. Now I have to customize a message to each prospect to be able to connect with them. Second, once I send those 10 contacts every day, I'm sitting crossing my fingers. Oh God, I hope they connect with me. And if they do connect with me, let's say one of them posted something. Let's say Jason with his company posted a Christmas party. Say, hey, this is one of the best Christmas parties I had. The most common thing was for somebody to hit like, and that's it. And that's not really the right way to utilize LinkedIn. LinkedIn actually meant to be for networking. It's not meant to be for me to look for a job. Looking for a job, look for Indeed, look to Monster, whatever. But this is a true platform that you need to utilize completely and fully as a network. So that stress during the week of, oh my God, did this person reply back to me? No. Did they connect with me or not? If they connect, then I gotta go back and customize a message for them. And if they post something, I gotta go and write something to get them engaged and be unique about it even too. That got me came close to Atlas, and I worked with them. At that time, the platform was a different size. And I looked at it and said, hold on, we got something here. We need to tweak it a little bit to be more customized for B2B salespeople, where I can give you back 6 to 8 hours of weekly that you can use mainly to go for cold calling or face-to-face meeting or doing more self-development classes, something you can utilize to add value. This administrative work of 6 to 8 hours was insane. It's crazy. I'm a victim of it too. Every
Yeah,
day.
we all are at some point, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. So when I came across this and I looked at it and we went in and enhanced the performance with it, it did not take a rocket science. I'll give you an example when I started utilizing it myself, and it was mainly focusing on manufacturing and distribution companies. I wanted to go with the gatekeeper, which was the HR manager who can open the doors for my training. To connect with these thousands of people in the United States is insane. Now with Atlas, I don't have to. All of I have to do is I onboard you as a client of mine. It doesn't take more than 45 minutes. You tell me what industry you want to focus on, what are the job titles you want to connect with, and leave the work to us. AI will connect with each one of them and will customize it. Within seconds, when we onboard you and you share Jason, your profile with me, Atlas will scan your profile, then also will scan all the messages you sent. So when AI will talk, you will feel this is Jason talking to me. This is not an AI. You will guarantee you will not be blacklisted. It will not sound like an AI. It will sound exactly as Jason speaking. So if you and I, for example, work for the same company, for some reason we targeted X company and we did not communicate that, hey, both of us going to it. You send your message through Atlas, I will send my message through Atlas, and the both messages will be completely different.
Yeah, so if since they're both unique, because it's funny that you mentioned that. I had tested, I tested a similar software. It wasn't nearly as extensive. They gave me a free trial. I tested it, But that was funny that you bring that up because it messaged both people. It messaged like the president and the CFO the exact same message. And then they both obviously communicate. So they both replied back to me. You messaged my CFO the same message. Obviously, this is AI. Delete me. And it was just like, oh, damn. Like
How embarrassing is that?
exactly what you said happened to me probably a year ago testing another similar software. That's funny that you brought that up.
This is unique when the messages goes out, and thank you for sharing that, because that's exactly what's happening right now. We can select, you want to address the person with the first name, last name, company, whatever you want, and the AI will scan that profile of the person that you
Gotcha. So
prospect.
the AI will pull out those dynamic variables. So it's not like, hey, Jason, come check out my cool software. It's, hey, Jason, we're doing great things in XYZ industry with companies at companies just like yours, XYZ company with the name in there. And so now there's like 3 or 4 different custom dynamic variables in there. So it is a very custom message. You're speaking directly to that person, not, taking that spray and pray approach, which obviously never works or doesn't work anymore, frankly.
Now, a lot of people, if you ask them now in sales, you tell them what is the first step that you need to do to attract a person. Say, oh, I got to build a relationship. Well, hold on a second. Before you build a relationship with anybody, don't you have to trust that person first to build a relationship with? And for me to trust you, shouldn't I share some credibility results for you to be able to connect with me and entertain talking to me? That's one thing, a lot of the sales funnel that you got out there. No offense to most of those guys, but they're a bunch of IT guys. They never worked on sales. They never know the meaning, get out of my office. Who opened the door for this person? You and I went through this, we understand. So the added value of Atlas is my partners. They're not only IT guys, but they got my 35 years experience combined. So we can give you high tech with experience. I remember a famous person once said, if you're looking for knowledge, talk to old people. But if you're looking for what modern, talk to young people. And that's what we got there. You got the old guy plus the young guys who are coming in with understand the technology and everything in it. And when you customize that message based on the name, the achievement of the company, the AI will scan your profile as a prospect, will scan your company profile and customize a message to build the trust. We can go up to 6 to 8 different messages, slowly, stage by stage, to build the trust to book the appointment for you that you shared with us. That here's my appointments, this is my availability every week, book the appointment for me. Atlas will build the relationship stage by stage to get to that appointment. It's
Gotcha.
not
So for example, what is LinkedIn? It caps you at like 30 connection requests per day, right? Something
no,
like that. So Atlas will send out the 30 connection requests.
every day.
Let's just say 3 connect per day or 3 accept. Then Atlas will message all 3 of those individuals. And then I'm assuming there's some sort of frequency set. So it will continue to follow up with them every few days or every week for the next foreseeable future until they do book. Because statistically, they're not going to reply to that first message. You got to stay on them and stay consistent and show that you're serious and you mean business, right?
And based on the industry you're in, you can customize the time frame for every message. So you can say the first message go immediately, but I want my second message to go 2 days after accepting the invitation, or 3 days, or a week, whatever. And every message that we already generated for you, that you have the freedom to go in and adjust it. Look, AI is a beautiful thing. I've been living, drinking, breathing, showering AI for the last 3-4 years at least of my life. AI still is not at that level where it could be as perfect as you want it. I think you still have at least 10 years for it to reach that. AI will replace 20% of your administrative work you're doing in your job, but will enhance that 20% to 80% efficiency. But you're still there. You still is a normal software where you still need an input to get an output.
That makes sense.
When we do the onboarding for you, Atlas immediately will share with you 6 to 8 messages. You and I, as we onboarding you, for example, with one of our sales representative, will onboard you, will go through every single message to be sure it's follow a rhythm, that the strategy behind every message is connecting and it's not pushing. You're building the relationship, you're building the credibility, because all of you want is 15 to 20 minutes with that prospect to build the relationship, to be able to introduce the added value product and service you have. Other sales platform, other sales funnels immediately, hey Jason, how you doing? Love what you do for a living. Let me tell you about my product. Let me tell you about my service.
Yeah, they just start
Yeah,
throwing up about themselves.
show up and throw up. No relationship building. Do not understand that this is B2B. At the end of the day, it's a relationship, and to build the relationship, you got to build the trust, and the trust only could be built if you have credibility in it. And all of this happened within 30 to 45 minutes when we onboard you. Customize it, get it done. I myself, I was shocked in the beginning. I used to send, like I said, 10 every day, about 50 contacts, and I sit every day hoping one of them will connect. Now, in a daily basis, I just look at my phone, new connection, new connection. I used to average 7 connection per week. Now I'm averaging 3 to 4 per day. Per day. I bored myself about 6 weeks ago. I closed 8 sales for myself that are a high volume for our BDR Academy. And it is reasonable price, no contract. You can break it anytime you want. You can pause it. So let's say if you want to go after a particular industry with a particular job title, you build that list now. We got your connection. You made the appointment. Like, you know what? I'm busy now. Thank you, Eddie and Atlas, for this. Let me pause it. Let me live what I got right now. 2, 3 months from now, say, okay, I want to build another campaign. We go ahead, you reactivate it, and you can go ahead and start another campaign. If you want to run 4 campaigns at the same time, let's say you're in a horizontal market, HR, payroll, you can say, I want 1 campaign for hospitals, 1 for real estate, 1 for something, 1 for something. The four
Yeah, you
campaigns
can customize
will
it per
run,
industry.
yep, and the 4 campaigns will run at the same time.
Gotcha. And it would just separate out the connection request and
Change the
delegate it out
message,
correctly.
it will change the messaging, it will change the rhythm, it will change the strategy based on that industry and that job title you want.
Before we go any farther, what is the domain? What's the website that somebody could go learn a little bit more about Atlas?
We start with you actually booking with me first because we want to onboard you correctly. So you can visit www.tbspro1.com, and you have there more than 1 connection. You connect with me. Before I want to take the client direct to atlas.com, I would like to speak to them first and understand and see if this is a fit for them or not.
Gotcha. That makes
I'm a
sense.
big fan of, let's see if we can add value for each other. It's not meant to be for everybody. It's meant to be for people who are serious about enhancing their performance as salespeople, people who are serious about taking 6 to 8 hours back in their schedule. So we like to do an intro first, and during that intro, we'll do a demonstration for you. So we prefer if you visit our website, tbspro1.com, book the appointment. We'll walk you through it quickly. And if you see the value with it, I'm sure all of the clients that we booked in the last 2, 3 years, over 2,000 people at least, saw the value and is still with us.
Very cool. What about if the client already had a database or already had a group of, target audiences that they had, either their business email addresses or their LinkedIn URLs for that they could match to LinkedIn? Are they able to upload their own data and start, connecting, requesting, communicating with that as well?
I love you, Jason. This is a beautiful question. Yes, you can. We do have a CVS file that you can fill up and you can upload it, and the same thing will happen. Go and connect. And this is not only messages through LinkedIn, this is also emails. So if you already have the emails connected there, so let's say I send you a connection request on Monday by LinkedIn, you can time it that by Wednesday or Thursday, an email will send out to Jason. Hey, Jason, this is Eddie. I send you a request on LinkedIn. Not sure if you saw it or not. Love to connect with you. Because we know it's not a lot of people live in LinkedIn the way I live in LinkedIn on a daily basis.
Yeah, they
Some
might only
people,
go there once a week or once a month,
but they check their email more often. So we can connect in both way. We can send you a LinkedIn message plus an email also letting you know that we send you a connection request on LinkedIn.
Okay,
To
gotcha.
answer
And
your
that,
questions, yes, you can upload a list of an existing list that you have, as long as you have the LinkedIn profile or company name that we can identify who they are. You can upload it, and the same thing will happen. Connection automatically will happen.
perfect, because I know that would probably, thinking going into, we're early 2026 right here. I mean, that would probably be a huge benefit just from that reconnection, kind of reactivating an old database. You have a few, heck, even a few hundred or a few thousand good prospects that didn't turn over in 2025. Maybe they started ghosting you. Well, connect with them on LinkedIn, start rebuilding or building that relationship, building trust and credibility, and reconnecting with them.
And that's what I did. Honestly, when I started, I did two campaign. One, a new campaign for targeted HR managers that I wanted to connect with them, and I started another campaign with my existing list of people. And it did go back and reignite a lot of relationship that I didn't have time for. 300, 400 connection you got. You want to customize a message to each one of them. Hey, do you remember me? We connected 2 years ago. Come on, let's be serious. We want to go out and connect with the right people, but we need to solve that challenge. And that's what Atlas did, solving a challenge for this. And it's not only salespeople, also marketing. So if you're a marketing department and you want to target a particular clients in a particular industry, the same thing. You can connect with them. You can customize your message, whether you can upload a flyer or a video if you want, talking about your product. The same campaign could run for you.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, it sounds like a phenomenal product. I have a feeling I'll be signing up here in the very near future, to start 2026. I mean, obviously everybody could, with both of my companies, I always need new B2B relationships, building trust and credibility and things of that nature. Let me ask you a more general question though, just
Yeah.
because with your expertise in B2B sales and things of that nature, what would you say is the most common mistake individuals make in the B2B client acquisition process? What do you see as a sales trainer? What comes to mind as the number one mistake you see being made?
I think a lot of people forget to do their homework in advance. Prepping, prepping for the call.
And with AI, it takes 3 seconds. Why are you forgetting this, right?
Exactly, exactly. I have one of my clients, they're out of Chicago, and we went, and part of our program at the BDR Academy, we don't only do the training, we leave you, we actually come and travel with you to be sure your sales team is executing everything we taught you, everything we shared with you. And I recall I went with them, and prior to going inside and seeing that person, I said, "What can you tell me about them?" "Oh, I don't know. Let's you and me go and find out." I said, "Hold on a second. This guy is a potential of buying $300,000 from you. And you're telling me you got no clue who they are?"
Yeah, you're just rolling the dice and winging it.
Yeah, let's go. Those days are gone. A lot of people need to get up and smell the coffee. If you're still doing old school, nothing wrong with cold calling, but prep. Visit the website, look at the Google review, look at their customers, drive around the building, whatever it takes. Have something that you can connect with the person when you walk in. The
Well,
icebreaker, nice tree, nice fish. Oh, I see you go hunting. Come on. The way you as a salesperson getting trained to enhance your performance, the purchasing manager also are getting trained to avoid those kind of old pitches. If you cannot connect immediately and understand the pain point before even you go in the old school, we used to learn, come in, ask the questions, discover the pain point. Well, now you got AI, you got the website. You literally can identify 50% of those pain points prior to going in. Simple.
Correct. So you can come in and introduce yourself as an industry expert that you
Yeah.
might know very little about. So I could come in and say, "Hey, Eddie, I see you're the CEO of Atlas. I can put in your LinkedIn profile Facebook URL into AI, so I can learn everything about you personally. Then I can learn everything about your business. Then I can learn everything about your industry. Then I can go into it and say, hey, give me the top 5 things that are facing this industry and the challenges. So now when I come to this call, it's not, hey, Eddie, how's it going? How's the weather there? Blah, 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 wasting the CEO's time. You're coming in. Yeah, exactly. You're coming in saying, hey, Eddie, I want to value your time. From my research, I could see the top 5 issues you're facing right now are X, Y, and Z. My product or services can help you with the second and third one. Does that sound about right? Do you agree that these are major problems, bleeding neck problems that you have this year? Yes, Jason, absolutely. Wonderful. And then I can go dig a little bit deeper, peel back some layers about those problems. But then it's like you said, it's instead of having to keep a CEO on a call for an hour with the first 30 minutes asking questions and dancing around the subject, and how would that make you feel if you had more sales this year, right? Like, oh my God, talk about a shoot yourself in the head type of question.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. You're laughing because you've heard it a million times, but you can
we see it. Unfortunately, some people still using those old method, and a year later, 2 years later, the CEO come in and said, I wonder why my sales are down, because you're doing old school.
If you're a personal coach, trying to sell a one-off coaching program to somebody, maybe that might work. But specifically with B2B sales, when you're dealing with CEOs, CFOs, decision makers that typically by like 11, 12 o'clock probably have decision fatigue, right? They don't even want to make another decision. You have to keep it short, simple, black and white. I had one person tell me, it's like you almost have to present it as a CEO is constantly looking for wins, right? They're obviously trying to win. They're trying to grow and scale their company. So how can you give the CEO more, or that person that's making the decision, more authority and help them maintain their job security, right? Like they want to work with somebody that's going to make them look good, make the numbers look good, drive performance. So that way, they can look good to their board or whoever else they have to report to. If you're just a glaring expense on their P&L that might work or might not work, done, just end the call and move on.
I think I shared this in one of my LinkedIn posts recently. A lot of people go in and let me help you to be successful. I've been successful before you came in. I've been in business for 10, 15 years. What people are actually looking for, believe it or not, is not the fear of not succeeding. It's the fear of losing. If you change your approach from, hey, let me help you be successful, because that's a lot of these guys, when they make their decisions, they make a decision based not on how can I be successful. They're basing the decision on how can I not lose. That's what the real fear in that.
Now, decision. But when you say lose, is it how can I not lose my job, or how can I not lose to competition, or just
how
both?
Can I lose a margin? How can I lose a market share? Okay. All of this negative result. They're trying to avoid the negative result. They're not trying to jump on the positive result. They're trying, give me something that will minimize my fear of losing.
So what you're saying then is from a B2B standpoint, that's what I would refer to from a marketing, from like a loss aversion type of approach, right? Yep. Where it's not so much, hey, you can gain $100 million. It's more of a, hey, let's not lose $1 million this year. Yep. A completely different approach. And I see what you're saying. So it's giving them that security. They're not going to lose anything. It's not going to get any worse. It's just going to get better, and giving them that sense of security when investing and in your product or service.
One of my favorite questions that when you meet somebody during your investigation or discovery stage, you want to call it, is what if? If you start with what if you still operate with this old equipment that you have, what's going to happen?
Yeah, that's
what if you continue using the same product at the same level, at the same packaging, what's going to happen? What if you do not train your salespeople in new sales skills or self-development? What's going to do that? What's if is one of my favorite questions that I ask.
Well, it's like, what's the old
language that I speak? I say, what if, and immediately answer, well, I'm going to lose. And immediately when they feel that I'm not going to lose, and all of this could be solved through AI, you know, people need to expand the horizon. I was in Frankfurt, Germany, about a month and a half ago for the world's largest book exhibition. I was one of the guest speakers there promoting my book, and we were talking to a lot of people. 287,000 people, I believe, attended in those 5 days. And the only topic everybody, whether it's books about kids, religion, business, education, was AI, 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 the impact of AI across all industries. If you're not utilizing AI right now, do not be surprised that you'll be out of a business very shortly, because it's not only AI in sales, it's in operation, in production, in accounting, all of it. And some guys are still holding back. Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Okay, well, talk to you in a couple of
Yeah,
years.
we're a manufacturing company. We don't need AI. We're an old school business. We don't need AI. And frankly, that's the whole reason why I started this podcast
Mm,
and doing this. And that's the whole reason Data Accelerator and Evolve with AI exists, is because
yeah,
helping those. I love going into these very successful B2B businesses, right? 5, 10, $50 million a year in revenue. Employees are happy. They deliver a great product, but they're still doing, 3 or 4 sales conferences a year. They're cold calling out of a Google business profiles. And it's just like, you're acquiring clients like you did in 1987. And there's a few other cool tools, tricks, and techniques that you could use to expand that total marketplace, right? You got 100,000 in your total addressable market, and you got 3,000 people in your database and 300 clients. Well, guess what? What if the rest of your total addressable market actually knew who the hell you were? Like, would that change your life? So yes,
they,
what if that's that, right? What if this could happen? What if things work differently? Or like you're saying, what if you
uh,
just did the same thing that you did last year? What's going to change, right?
I love going back in history, understanding where things came from. So one of the first AI platform actually came out was in your Microsoft Office, was the spelling correction. That was the first AI actually came in. Then it enhanced to Google search, whatever, whatever. Then the Godfather came in, Chat GPT. Now AI is so advanced that I go and meet with Fortune 500 companies that they have their own customized AI platform for their own organization.
Yes, so it's a closed system that they're not sharing anything public, and you're
Exactly.
gonna see, you're gonna see a lot more of that, because especially like in healthcare, law, like
Yes. Yep.
finance, where there's PII, HIPAA involved, and everything else. That's funny. That was, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 shows ago, somebody had brought that up, that's a major concern in the healthcare industry is, what is exactly being shared, what's going back into open AI and the open internet, what's going to be publicly available and not, security. But yeah, that's a great point. And that's something that I don't even think large companies are going to start incorporating, but the majority of your companies are going to have to go that way just for security and privacy and things like that.
And I love some of them even have unique names for their own AI platform. One of them had nerd,
NERP.
nerd,
Oh,
like
nerd.
yeah, nerd, and they call it their industry nerd. So let's say automotive nerd, or
I actually kind of like that.
yeah, or you got some guys who will go, for example, mechanic wizard.
Yeah,
They have different names.
exactly.
They're playing with it. And the funny thing, when I asked some of them where you come up with the name, is like, you want to know? I said, yeah. He said AI.
Yeah, I was going to
We
say,
asked
you
AI,
probably asked AI for the name.
what nickname would you like to have for yourself? And
Yeah,
he gave him,
on my end, I like to I typically refer to them as like a concierge. So this is my personal one for Data Accelerator is Emma, our AI concierge, right?
yeah,
So it's not like, because you don't want bots or things like that might have a negative tone, but hey, this is my AI concierge. She's here to help
yeah,
address 90% of the questions or concerns you have. Once she caps out, then you can book your call and get with me, and we can move on from there.
yeah.
Very cool. What else, Eddie? We're kind of getting ready to wrap things up here. This has been a phenomenal show. I think Atlas,
Thank you.
what you've
Thank you.
delivered, Atlas, even just these B2B sales tips here, I think is is huge for our audience. Let me ask you, as now outside of your own book, which I know you brought up on the screen there in a second. I'll make sure we put it in the show notes. But what is one book, or maybe I used to ask this question as in forms of like, what's the book you recommend? But a lot of people are into podcasts and things like that. So is there a podcast or something that you listen to on a regular basis that you feel helps you in the B2B business space, or maybe a book if there's not a podcast?
I mean, I'm looking at my library here. I think I got about 300, 400 books in here. I average reading 6 to 8 books per month.
Oh, wow.
I'm a heavy reader. I got my own systems kind of going through it. I think a lot of the classic are still good, you know. What is the Rainmaker, or I got to go and grab and see which one of them that I'm looking at, because some of them I do go back and read them every once in a while here. But I think I'm more, because I travel a lot now, I'm in podcast a lot. You know, I like to listen to people who really want to get engaged and understand. And part of the self-development is that you have to dedicate a time. I'm not promoting the book again, but even when I wrote the book originally 3 years ago, I reformatted the book again because I want to have the book an engaging book. I went and did a survey and say, how do salespeople read? Number one. Second, how much time every week they dedicate for self-development? And the study came back with hundreds, and if it wasn't thousands of people we surveyed, people were only willing to spend an hour to 2 hours per week max in self-development. So I wrote my book in 6 different sessions. If you spend an hour and a half a week in each one of them, and each section is a workshop, actually, it will move you on to the next level.
Oh, very cool. So very, very practical and easy to follow and move along.
Yeah. So it's basically combined of my own best workshops that we do, and how AI in the end of every skills can enhance that performance for you. You know, right now we know, we got a lot of people. Nobody go and search people by name anymore. They search for a product description, or they search for a skill. So if I want to go and look presentation skills in YouTube, I'm not gonna go and see, right, Eddie Mahfouz's presentation skills. They're just gonna write presentation skills, and then they're gonna look at the top videos with the best rating with the shortest time. A lot of these people do not want to spend a lot of time, 10, 15 minutes max per day, maybe, for them to go through something and say, did that add value to it? The problem is they never execute. And that's where this book is different, that for you to move from one chapter to another chapter, you have to submit your homework for yourself and hold yourself accountable to move to the next level.
Very cool. Pull the book up again. Remind the audience what the name is.
So the name of the book is The Art of Business Development in the Age of AI. It is available on Amazon. You have the Kindle version, or you have the paper copy, or you have the book copy. These are your general book. If you want your book to be customized, autographed by your humble Irish cowboy, you can go to our website. You can place the order. You give me your name or your team that you want to give this book to, with personal autograph for each one of them, and the price in there includes shipping anywhere in the United States. If you attend our BDR Academy, then every attendee will get a copy of the book.
Phenomenal. Sounds like obviously a wonderful book and program. I'll have to purchase it myself. I didn't have enough time between the pre-show and now, but it definitely sounds like something I'll jump in and take a look at. And then, like I've seen with a lot of our guests, it will be cool to revisit this in maybe 6 to 12 months from now, have you back on the show, see where things have gone and have progressed, see if some of our predictions kind of came true, or see where things are going in 6 to 12 months from now. So I really appreciate your time being on the show. Don't forget to jump over, remind everybody the website, tbspro1.com.
Yes, sir. www.tbspro1.com.
Perfect. Numerical 1 or ONE?
It's 1, like the number 1.
I'll make sure I put it in the show notes as well. And then don't forget to anybody listening or everybody listening, don't forget to like and subscribe here on YouTube, social media, wherever you can find us at AI Data Mastery, TikTok, Twitter, we're everywhere posting on a daily basis. Don't forget to connect with Eddie here on LinkedIn and reach out to him if you're interested in Atlas or any of his sales training. It sounds phenomenal. And I really appreciate your time tuning in here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you again, Eddie, for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me. Love all the good questions, and hopefully you and I added value to your audience, and we get more people to subscribe to your channel and add more value to us.
I definitely think we accomplished that. So I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and see you again in a few more days for the next episode. Take care, everyone.